Israel's military has announced that it carried out an airstrike in Doha targeting Hamas leaders. The operation in Doha has been named Summit of Fire by Israel. Qatar has been the home of exiled leaders of Hamas and has also served as the mediator in talks between the Palestinian group and Israel for years, much before the latest attack on Gaza took place. The strike could complicate the ongoing negotiations regarding ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages taken in after the attack by Hamas on the 7th of October 2023. Qatar has condemned the attack, terming it as quote-unquote cowardly Israeli attack. The IDF and ISA conducted a precise strike targeting the senior leadership of the Hamas terrorist organization, the military has said. They've also said for years these members of the Hamas leadership have led the terrorist organization operations, are directly responsible for the brutal 7th October massacre and have been orchestrating and managing the war against the state of Israel, it added. Vishal now joins me live from the newsroom. Vishal, it seems in terms of talks between among the three countries where Qatar was going to play a very important role, all of that now seems extremely unlikely.
Well, Qatar has been playing a big role in those negotiations between Israel and the Hamas side. But as you rightly mentioned, this could, be a deterrent to those negotiations because Doha had served as a breeding ground for these negotiations because Hamas has its, big presence in Doha, even though Qatar says it does not really help Hamas in any way, but it does provide ground for Hamas to have some formal communication with the outer world, and that is how these negotiations have traditionally, been shaped. But now that these centers itself have been bombed by the Israeli side, and they have officially claimed that they wanted to target the Hamas negotiators, so that sort of changes the game because Hamas negotiators, if they themselves are being attacked, then who would negotiate on their behalf? That will be the question that will be raised, and even US is now appalled at this operation from the Israeli side because the US was not informed about this operation and they only got to know about this operation 10 minutes into the attack. And even US military informed Trump in turn because Trump was not directly communicated from the Israeli side. It was the US military that communicated the message to Trump. So there was a big communication gap between the Israeli and the US side, and that has resulted in this attack in Doha. Qatar itself has condemned these attacks, but it will have to be seen how this, shapes the war because now the now the ground where the negotiations take place,
Absolutely.
That itself has been bombed.
And what of the hostages still with the Hamas? That's the other big question. This is a huge setback on those talks to release the remaining hostages. Do stay with me because we also want to tell our viewers that the administration of the US President Donald Trump has said it notified Qatari officials before Israel's attack on Hamas negotiators in Doha, a claim refuted by the Gulf country.
Notify you in advance, Mr. President? Did Israel tell you in advance?
So you were caught by surprise, sir? You were caught by surprise?
I'm never surprised by anything, especially when it comes to the Middle East.
How did you learn about this happening?
I'll be giving a full statement tomorrow, but I will tell you this. I was very unhappy about it, very unhappy about every aspect, and we got to get the hostages back. But I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
The other big international story, Poland has claimed that it has shot down Russian drones over its airspace early on Wednesday, marking the first time Warsaw has engaged Russian assets since the Ukraine war began. Vishal is back with us. Vishal, are all of the airports also shut down? Tension still simmers?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this was quite surprising because Poland has been off limits because Poland is sort of the border of the NATO region. It sits exactly on the cusp of, NATO territory and the Russian alliance. So it will have to be seen how this, unfolds because it's not official attack from the Russian side, but some of the drones that were directed towards Ukraine, they veered towards the, Polish side. It will have to be investigated whether these drones were, purposely, sent to the Polish territory. That would mark a significant, inflection point in this whole Russia-Ukraine war because if Poland is attacked, that would mean NATO itself is attacked. And if NATO is attacked, one of the countries of NATO is attacked, all the other countries will have to congregate. They will have to launch an attack on Russia. That is sort of far-fetched now, because it's not official as if Russia has indeed conducted these strikes. But all these drones were in effect neutralized by the Polish Air Force, and also some NATO jets were scrambled. The drones did not have any impact on the Polish territory, but the fact that they breached the airspace, that will be quite a big blow to the NATO side. How they respond, that will have to be seen. Whether they also conduct a similar operation, that will have to be seen. That could escalate this whole war to the next level.
Absolutely.
So that will have to be seen. Yeah.